Now time for the 7 things you'll be talking about today. Number 7.
I don't like this, but President Donald Trump has ordered a temporary pause on immigration arrests at farms, hotels, and restaurants to avoid disrupting businesses while ramping up raids in crime-ridden and deadly inner cities. Those are his words at the end there. I'm not a big fan of this idea that we pause on the farms and restaurants and hotels, but that seemed to be what Democrats were screaming for. We're mad because you're taking the people that are going to wipe our butts and pick our food. They're using those words. So Trump says, okay, then we won't go after them. We'll just go after criminals. And they're like, oh my God, I can't believe you're doing that. But which is it? Did you not want this? Because that's what you said you wanted. And now he said, okay, we'll do that. And they're mad about it. We're going after crime-ridden and deadly inner cities. Those are his words. And Democrats are like, no, don't do that. What are you doing? You can't. Okay. Sorry, guys. Start making sense, all right?
Number 6.
All right. We can talk about this because it's an important thing to talk about. We got this budget going on, and it is a discussion that definitely needs to take place. And I like the idea that it is taking place today because Rand Paul is expressing his openness to supporting a federal spending bill if there are enough cuts. He says, this is what will make it to where I can get on board. He said, quote, I've let Trump know that I'm not an absolute no. I can be a yes. I like the tax cuts. I think there should be more spending cuts. But if they want my vote, they'll have to negotiate because I don't want to vote to raise the debt ceiling $5 trillion. So he's saying, I can come around. But you're going to have to actually come around to me. You've got to come around to me as well. That sort of has to happen here. And then maybe we can have a conversation about this. We'll see if they can get there.
Number 5.
A 2026 election poll shows Governor-elect coach United States Senator Tommy Tuberville absolutely decimating his opposition in the race for governor. Yeah, that's right. He's dominating it. Attorney General Steve Marshall gets 54.2% of the support in the United States Senate race, with Barry Moore trailing him, I think, at 16%. And Secretary of State Wes Allen is up in the lieutenant governor's race with 59.7%. It's early, but these 3 individuals are current office holders running for another office, so that gives them a benefit. They are not necessarily well known, but they are known amongst Republican primary voters, and this is helping them. So things are looking pretty good for them. If I was any of those guys, I'd feel pretty good. I'd be raising some money off of this poll.
Number 4.
Alabama's third grade reading scores have improved. And I'm going to put improved in quotes because, are you ready for this? You want some rationalizations? Here's a caveat for you, okay? This is a caveat, okay? They have improved overall, but less students are meeting the higher standards slightly. So what happened is they raised the standards, and while scores look like they may have gone up, less people are meeting the new standards by marginal stuff. But overall, according to state education officials, reading scores have improved. It's a positive. I'm counting this as a win. A win. Again, the Alabama Literacy Act was a win. I wish it would have gone further. I wish the Numeracy Act would have gone further. But this is a piece of legislation that looks like it has worked, and we should be proud of it.
Number 3.
Israel launched more missile strikes on Iran, escalating tensions, which I didn't think was even possible because, they're engaged in a hot war right now. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu shares that Iran reportedly targeted former President Trump as enemy number 1 in an assassination plot. Well, Trump is commenting on his lack of credit for supporting Israel and, are you ready for this? And suggesting that America may get more involved. And I don't know if this is a ploy to make the Iranians come around, but it's possible that that's what's going on. but he is suggesting that America may get more involved in this situation. I know. You're not dying for Israel. We got it, guys. We got it.
Number 2.
Thousands participated in No Kings protest across Alabama. In Huntsville, Montgomery, and Birmingham, they stood in the rain, and boy, were we all very impressed. No kings, you say, so we shouldn't have kings. Okay, that's good. They also had some of these protests, by the way, in places like London and Canada, which, by the way, both have kings. I just thought I'd point that out. But either way, no kings protest. That's just the latest in a long line of protests. The next one's going to be Good Trouble or something, I imagine, because they're talking about John Lewis for some date in July. We'll get the same amount of promotion. I don't think this stuff cuts through very well. We're mad about losing an election. Yeah. We know. We've heard about it since that election. Chill out. We got it. You think the sky is falling and the world is ending, and the only hope is for you guys to scream in the streets. Okay, great. Have fun. Enjoy it. It was a great time, I bet.
Now, time for the number 1 thing you'll be talking about today.
Vance Bolter? A Governor Tim Walz appointee suspected of shooting 2 Minnesota lawmakers was captured and has allegedly wrote a manifesto targeting additional would-be victims. But they caught him. There is concerns about political violence, setting off a bunch of ignorant blame. This is all set off. A bunch of ignorant blame about how your words did this or your words did this. Can we just talk for a second about some of the political violence we've seen lately? Okay? All right, I'm just going to just rattle some of them off. Okay, left-wing protesters in places all over the country attacking police and federal buildings and going absolutely insane. Okay, all right. 2 assassination attempts against President Donald Trump. A left-wing pro-Palestinian activist burned down or attempted to burn down the governor's mansion in Pennsylvania. 2 individuals were shot outside the Israeli embassy, or excuse me, in a Jewish museum by a Palestinian left-wing activist. A healthcare CEO was shot by a left-wing activist. By the way, that guy's been praised repeatedly by a lot of different people on the left. And so, I'm sorry. Now it appears, if you're asking me, this has the tinges of right-wing violence. I mean, that if you ask me, I mean, if we're looking at this from 10,000 feet, that's what it looks like to me. I did the pros and cons of this. That's what it looks like to me. So, I know we're going to get a lot of, can you believe it's gotten so bad? And I would say over and over and over again, yes, I can, because you've expressed how violence is okay in certain circumstances, and now other people are acting on it. Can I give you a parallel? Can we talk about the summer of love to January 6th? Democrats are like, what? This is fine. Everything's fine. There's nothing wrong with this violence. This is nothing. This is just people lashing out. And then January 6th happens. They're like, oh my God, can you believe a bunch of people fought with cops and pushed back on them and did a bunch of stuff because they were mad about politics? And I said, yes, I believe it. Well, it's wrong. I've seen it forever. Why are you mad about it now? This is a pretty similar situation, and it's going to play out exactly the same way as January 6th and the coverage of that did. Just watch. That's what's happening here. Keep your radio locked right here, and I will continue to remind you how right I am about this. Stay tuned.
Get WVNN stale checks and 7 things you should be talking about today right in your email box every morning. Go to yellowhammernews.com and sign up today.